Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, राधा वृंदावन चंद्र, राधा वृंदावन चंद्र, राधा वृंदावन चंद्र श्री राधे, जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव, जय सुभद्रा जय सुदर्शना, नित्य गौरंग जय, नित्य गौरंग, नित्य गौरंग जय, नित्य गौरंग, गोविंद हरि गोविंद, वेंकटरमण गोविंद, श्रीनिवास गोविंद, श्री वेंकटेश गोविंद, श्रीनिवास गोविंद, श्री वेंकटेश, हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, नित्य गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल। कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, समावेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavad sevaya. Bhagavatyuttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishthiki. Krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha. Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Right now, here it is. This is Dvida Gorilla. How many have heard about Dvida Gorilla? Krishna book. Many haven't heard it. Many don't know. Huh? Okay, somebody narrate Dvida Gorilla past time till I type the next one. Take the mic. Many don't know who is Dvida Gorilla. Hmm. You don't have Krishna book reading? You have read? But you don't, nobody has a hand up. Only 3, 4 know it. That too much the brahmacharis know it. Other boys don't know, it seems. Huh? You're not about Dvida? The Dvida was in the Raivata Parvat when Krishna, Balram and gopis were walking. You know, this fellow saw from a distance, they were singing also. Huh? Very beautiful, soothing environment. So he shouted, Killa, 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 like that he shouted. All the gopis turned around, who is that? And this fellow from a distance on the mountain was shouting at them. And seeing his shouting, the gopis laughed. So he thought that they are admiring his Killa, Killa. Huh? So then he started coming closer, jumping from one tree to another. And then he turned around and showed his pink, reddish back. Gopis said, "Chi, what is this fellow showing this?" Huh? Then he got down and then started chasing behind the gopis and pulling their cloth. And the gopis started screaming, calling Krishna Rama's names. Immediately, Krishna told Balram, "Abhi bahut ho gaya. Do the needful." Then Balram, had a fist fight with him. Of course, Duvida was throwing all the boulders and uprooting trees and throwing at Balram. In that entire area, all trees became uprooted. And all the boulders became broken. Nothing happened to Balram. Finally, Balram took his mushti and then did a prahar on the head of Duvida. And that was the end of Duvida. He vomited blood like a volcanic mountain emanating manganese like that. And he died. So Duvida represents enjoying mentality, bhoga vritti. So these were the frivolous activities he was doing. Agitating ocean. He would agitate ocean in such a way that the villages would become flooded. Or he would put people in caves and plug the caves with stone so they cannot come out. And he would go and pass stool and urine in hermitages near the areas where the Brahmanas perform sacrifices. Or he was exposing his back to the gopis, pulling their cloth, all those things. Very frivolous activities he was doing. Nalakur Manigrave, you all know, correct, no? How many of you know Nalakur Manigrave? Yeah. Almost half of them are raising. So Nalakur Manigrave are sons of Kubera. They were living in the north, close to Kailash Parvat. One day they came to the holy spot of Mandakini Ganga, where many people go for taking a dip in the Ganges. But these fellows were doing a jalakrida in the water with Devis. They were actually sons of Kubera, which means you can understand Kubera is actually the Devata's Kajancha. He's a treasurer. These are sons of, they are two sons of the great treasurer, wealthy personality. And Kubera was living as a next door neighbor to Shiva. So Shiva is in Kailash, Kubera is also next door. So Kubera became a neighbor to Shiva. So he would visit Shiva regularly and take Shiva's association. And he became exalted soul. Kubera became exalted by good association. In this world, by good association become good. So he became sober and good. Although he had a lot of wealth, he was a treasurer, but he became good in character, noble. So one good thing that Kubera did was he left Lanka and came to north. He was told, because when Ravana performed tapasya, he is Ravana's brother. So Ravana was sort of, his mood was, either you vacate Lanka or I'll finish you. So then Kubera consulted the superiors like Brahma and others. They told him it is better for you to leave this place because Ravana is going to do atrocities and he'll be destroyed by Lord Ram. So he vacated the place and then he went to north and then he settled in a place next to Lord Shiva's abode. So naturally, very intelligent, you see. Even when you are taking a job or going to another place, you should always look for a place where you can get association. One advantage of posting yourself right next to a very good person is something good will be going into your ears. So he always heard very good association from Shiva. The result was he became very advanced in spiritual life. But his two sons, Nalakur Manigriv, they were thinking that we are Dhanadatmajau, we are sons of the treasurer of demigods. They had the pride. And they were saying, Rudrasya Anucharau. We are also followers of Rudra, who is our neighbor. So some people are very proud that हमारा ये स्वामी जी के साथ contact है हमारा. हमारा chief minister के साथ भी contact है. phone करेंगे तो तुरंत मिल जाएंगे. People say like that. Simply having contact is not enough. You have to follow the Swamiji also, correct? No? So they were only having that pride. Sudriptau, it says, which means they were very proud. These two fellows. They never followed any religious principles. So the result was, because rich kids, just like even today you see rich kids go, taking their cars, roaming at night, roaming around with girls and drinking, smoking, going to star hotels, correct? No? They take the money of the parents and then they squander the wealth. They don't earn any money. They simply waste the money. They get their, body spoiled, health spoiled and everything. So these Nalakur Manigrivi were like that, frivolous in their activity. Yeah. There was one Asura called Dambodbhava. So this fellow worshipped Shiva and he got uh, plenty of hands. He got like 1,000 hands or something like that. And then his hands are itching for a fight. Then he went around and asked, "Hey, is there anybody here who can fight with me?" Everybody who saw him ran away. So he was very sad that nobody is ready to fight with me, looking at me with so many hands. Then he asked Narada, "Is there anybody who is competing to fight with me?" He said, "Oh, there are two very exalted personalities in Badrika Ashram. You go there. So they'll be a good combat for you." So then he went to Badrika Ashram. Very serene setting. Ganga is flowing. There are snow-capped Himalayas, Himalayan mountains. The Badri tree, under which Naranarayan Rishi sitting, uh, that serene setting, birds are chirping, river is flowing, shant environment, very peaceful. And Rishis, Munis go there to perform meditation. So they were also absorbed in meditation. But this fellow, Damodbhava, went and said, "Oh, you are the two guys, Naranarayan. I've come here. Come on, I am ready for a fight with you." They said, "Fight? In this place? Don't you see how wonderful place it is for meditation? You also can sit with us. Let us get into chanting and meditation. Absorb yourself, purify your heart, and go back to God. Why do you want to fight unnecessarily? Why you are unnecessarily agitating others?" He said, "No, no, no, I am not in any mood for chanting meditation. Don't you look at me? I have so many hands. I only have come here to fight because I heard that you are a good combat for me." So they said they just plucked two clumps of grass. They chanted a mantra and they released it. It became like lightning streaks. Like that. It was like electric streak. It came from the hands. It came. Cut, 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 cut. It cut all his hands except two. Only two hands were left. One for eating, one for back. All other hands were cut. This fellow was shocked. "My Lord, these fellows are very powerful." And then the two lords told him, "Better silently go back, mind your business. Don't disturb the other living entities." The example of Dambodh was frivolous, challenging, peaceful. Unnecessarily causing disturbance to others. Correct now? In this world, most of the asuras you will see, first they will do tapasya, get lot of powers, and then create trouble to others. And then finally they will get destroyed themselves. This is a typical thing you will find. Ravana performs severe penance, get lot of benedictions, get this sonar Lanka, and then bring all women from different parts of the world. Finally try to get Sita and then get destroyed. You will see that typically. So that frivolous Dambodh Bhava. Fine. So, okay, now let us write. This is the percentage. So, result also we should write. What happened to the result? Result of frivolity. What happened? Became trees. And gorilla destroyed. And then number Bhava, then, 998 hands cut and driven away. So you have to, one more example let us write. So this Hiranyaksha, What he did, he also performed severe penance and got a lot of powers. And then he went to Varuna Loka, and he went and offered obeisances to Varuna. Somebody will say that, hey, somebody is offering obeisances, will you feel compassion for them, or how do you feel? Compassion for them. Varuna said, oh, who are you who's offering obeisances? Please get up. And then he said, sir, I have come to beg you something. I have come to beg you alms. He said, what alms you want? I'll be happy to provide you. What do you want? He said, I want a war with you. Ha 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 ha. Like that he laughed. You know. So then Varuna said, Varuna also was not less. He said, oh ho, you are coming and begging me for a war. But don't you see I am an old man? My body is very weak and emaciated. Which was not true, because Devatas, they don't have any old age. They only are born, they die. But Varuna was just teasing. I am an old man, I cannot fight. But let me tell you, one great personality has appeared whose name is Varaha. And he is residing in such and such place. You go there. And because you are eager for a fight, when you fight with him, he will make sure that your body becomes a food for the jackals and eagles. He said, go there. Like that he said. Then this fellow went and fought with Lord Varaha and was finished. Yeah. It was Hiranyaksha. That means superficially respecting, but later teasing and challenging. And the result was destroyed. Lord Varaha. Yeah. Who? That's one. Nahusha actually didn't. Nahusha, when he was in heaven, he did that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. One thing is, Nahusha's behavior is more disrespectful. Yeah. We are now especially talking of examples where somebody behaved in a frivolous manner. Akshatama is very whimsical, yeah. So, one more we will talk about. What these Yadukumaras did once in Dwaraka, in one of the mandapam outside a temple, there were many rishis sitting. So some of the Yadukumars went with Samba, was Krishna's son, and they covered Samba's head and body with a chadar, looking like a female. And then they asked the rishis, Narada was also there. They asked the rishis that, Sir, this girl is very shy to ask you, but she's very pregnant. So she wants to know whether she's going to beget a boy or a girl. Yeah, because you are all sages, you are Trikala Jnanis, you know everything. Please kindly can you say? Like that they asked. And the sages became angry, saying that these fellows are just teasing. They knew that this is not a girl, this is a boy. They are just covering her up like a sari, and they are frivolously coming and talking. One should not deal with sages frivolously. So they were careless and frivolous, joking, teasing with great saints. So they said, oh, you are asking whether boy or girl. We can exactly tell you what will come. You will get iron rod, they said. What? And then they went. And later on, when they took off the clothes, sure enough, iron rod came. So they took the iron rod and went to the king, Ugrasena. So they gave it to Ugrasena and said, this happened. Ugrasena said, my lord, you guys have done a great, dangerous thing. You should not go and tease the saintly persons. Saintly persons are godly people. They are very close to God. They are as powerful as God. So you should win the blessings of saintly persons and not earn the curse of saintly people. Anyway, whatever has happened has happened. Don't worry. Powder this iron and throw it in the ocean, he said, and forget about it. And henceforth be very careful in behavior. and they powdered it and threw it in the ocean. And then they came back. But then later, at one point of time, these Yadus, they had gone for some solar eclipse, or for one occasion they had gone near Prabhasa Kshetra. They had gone. So at that time, they developed a quarrel amongst themselves. And it was in the bank of the ocean. Large sticks of steel had grown. How? Because this powder came to the seashore. And then it took the shape of multiple stalks, and they picked it up and hit one another. They fought with that and they killed one another. So you will see that Viprashapa Vimudhanam, it is said. Because they got the Viprashap, they became bewildered and they quarreled and they died, it is said. So this is a frivolous behavior, teasing saintly persons by asking whether Samba will get boy or girl by dressing him up like a female, just to enjoy the fun of fooling saintly persons. So their idea was what? We will ask the saints, you'll get a boy or girl, and they may say, okay, we bless him that he'll get a boy. And then they will take off the clothes and they will laugh. This is not a Mataji. This is not a pregnant Mataji. This is only Samba. You fools, you couldn't say exactly what. Like that they were thinking. But before they can fool the saints, they were fooled. Correct, no? Prashapa Vimudhanam. So, Maushala we call it. It's Maushala. Yeah. Where Yadus. Of course, there are Yadus who are Nityasiddhas, who descended from the spiritual world directly. They are sober. But there were some Yadus who were born from the demigods, who came to this earth and took the role of Yadus when Krishna appeared in this world. So they had a tinge of this type of tendency also. See, Indra was given a garland by Durvasa Muni, Durvasa, and he carelessly gave it away to his elephant, Airavat, which put it on the ground and trampled it. Earned the curse of Durvasa and lost all his opulences in one moment. That is Indra. Lost all his opulences in one moment only. Actually, I had my travels, I went to one temple, ISKCON temple, where the Bhagavatam class started, and one devotee had lot of garlands. 8-10 garlands. So I would go from behind the devotee and put it from behind. Garland on people's shoulder like this. And some people look around and then say, because sometimes young devotees don't know the value of the garland. How important it is. It's actually offered to Krishna and then given to us. It's respectfully received. So some of them started removing it and throwing it back here, there, frivolously. And that is very dangerous, it is. So, because garlands, Maha garlands are easily available, it cannot be mistreated. Actually speaking, that is the reason why it's not good to give garland to anybody. When a newcomer comes also, like one boy came with his parents, small boy, my special master took off his garland and gave it to him. And he took it back and gave it to Maharaj. You put it back to Maharaj. Is it proper? No. So therefore, we should tell a person, before if you take any family or somebody to Maharaj and all, we should tell them, see, if Maharaj gives you a garland, that garland is Krishna's mercy, which he has received. And then he is giving you his mercy. You should accept it. Some people don't know that it is mercy. They think, no, no, Maharaj, why are you giving me? You should have it. So I put it back to him, which is also wrong. Some people, they don't allow to put garland. Hey, no, 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 no. Is there a man saman ki zarurat nahi? Some people say, it's not for man saman. This is given for mercy. It is Lord's mercy is being given to you. In fact, many great souls like His Holiness Sachindan Maharaj, His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj, His Holiness Hamidra Maharaj and all, if you put a garland, they will keep it for whole day, morning to evening sometimes. Once they receive in the morning after the Bhagavatam, sometimes even till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, sometimes they have it. If you go to the room, some people keep also. And some people have this problem with pollen. This, what do you call it? Asthma kind of thing. So they cannot have this because it gives that, pollen gives fragrance. So they will take it away and keep it. But they accept it and then they keep it away. Correct, no? The garland should be accepted. And even if you want to, if you think it's a little cumbersome to keep it, you can take it, not throw it here and there. You should keep it in some nirmalya, some proper place to be kept. It should not be mistreated or something. It can't be done carelessly. Yeah. See, that is why the etiquettes have to be taught. See, in the bathroom, when you are taking bath, after taking bath, the mug should never be kept on the ground. It should be either kept in the bucket or on the top. But people who are not coming from cultured families, they'll keep it down because there is no culture. Everything down only. You spit also on the ground, release no nose also, and keep the mug also on the ground only. Because they just don't know the etiquettes of cleanliness. Correct, no? Like, for example, some people use only one towel. I learnt in the Brahminical standard that you should use 2 towels. One towel should be for below the navel. Another towel should be for above the navel. Because below the navel body is considered very dirty and impure. The urine, stool, everything comes from below. It's considered very impure. So we have another towel for putting it around this thing. But we use another towel for the upper portion of the body, which is considered more, just like Urdhvam Gachanti Satvastha, Madhya Tishtanti Rajasa, Jagannagunavati. You go to lower part of the body, it is impure. Higher parts are considered more purer. So you should have another towel for that. Yeah. And if somebody takes the lower part of the towel and rubs his body, that's condemned in the Shastra. It is like rubbing one's body with one's own saliva. It's considered as impure. So Puranas say many things about it. Cleanliness. So now Indra was frivolous in treating the garland given to him by a great sage. Very carelessly he dealt with that. Once in the heavenly planet there were Apsaras. Apsaras have a very delicate and very beautiful body. Once Rishi Ashtavakra had gone to heaven. So they did some little service to him. Some cooked and gave him something he ate, and then he blessed them. That you all will get nice husbands or whatever. And then when he was leaving, while walking, his body would like that he would a little bit twist because it's Ashtavakra, no? 8 portions of his body were bent. And all these Apsaras were giggling behind amongst themselves. Hey, look at this guy, how he's walking. Like that, they were all laughing like this. Ashtavakra turned around and said, hey, what? You are cursing me? So I also curse you back that you all will be stolen by thieves. Like that. Because they got frightened. My Lord, even though he blessed us that we will get the Supreme Lord as our husband, but we will be stolen by thieves. So they started crying and fell at his feet. And then the Ashtavakra said, I can't take back the curse, but I curse you that the Supreme Lord only will become infidel coward man. And then he will come and steal you. So Krishna will come in another form and steal, he said. So then after that they became happy. That is why when Arjuna was carrying some of the queens of Dwaraka, from Dwaraka to Vrindavan. So on the way, some infidel coward men attacked them. And those infidel coward men are none other than Krishna. But that happened because of the Apsaras teasing. Astavakramani. Apsaras, though the Apsaras served Ashtakramani first and earned blessing to get Supreme Personality as husband. But later, seeing his walking, they laughed. And because of that, they were first to be stolen into the coward men. By repentance and remorse, they were blessed. That correct, no? At least one thing we learned, if somebody became frivolous, but later they can become repentant. Correct, no? Yeah. That's another example. That's a very good example. Who is a very good example. Who, though he was a Gandharva with handsome bodily features and sweet voice, he went underwater. Now, what he did underwater? And was, what was he saying? Gudgudi. What is it, Gudgudi? Huh? Tickling the feet of Devala Rishi. Devala Rishi, who was doing Gayatri in the lake. The result was cursed to become crocodile. The Gajendra Lila, correct, no? You know, one fellow was fishing next to a Rishi's hermitage from a lake, from a river. It was a Tapovanam, where many rishis were living. Their hermitages are one next to each other, and there was a holy river. There was a holy garden also. So none of them would do fishing there because they're all rishis. They're all vegetarian. Nobody would eat the fish. So this fellow, what was his name? I don't remember his name. One fellow came there and right next to the hermitage started gathering fish and lumping them like a mountain of fish. So the rishi saw the dirty smell coming. He came out and said, "Hey, you're fishing here? This is a tapovanam. Nobody should kill the creatures, poor creatures. What are they doing harm to you? Why are you picking them? You should not do this. Go away from here," he said. And then the rishi became busy in his reading, chanting, meditation. After 2 hours he came, still this fellow was doing. He said, "Hey, I told you not to do, still you are doing. You become a Bakasura in the next life," he said. So he became Bakasur. So then he became repentant after that. Became Bakasura when he repented. Then sage blessed him that you will be killed by Supreme Lord. That's the only blessing. He'll purify you and liberate you. Like that he was blessed. So many examples. Huh? Okay, one more example. Now let us go to some noble examples of good souls also sometimes getting into frivolity. Like you can see Chitraketu. He laughed while flying in plane with Vidyadharis. Vidyadharis doing Sankirtan. See, he was doing Sankirtan. It's an amazing thing. He was singing holy names of the Lord, and Vidyadharis were playing veena and other instruments and all. Very nice atmosphere. It's auspicious atmosphere. But he laughed at Shiva. What he said to Shiva, I'll just show you. You can repeat this verse. Jhatadharasti vratapa brahmavadi sabhapatihi ankikritya striyam chaste gatahri prakrito yatha. See, what is the context? See, this Chitraketu became a disciple of Narada, got the mantra. And then 1 week, even without drinking water, he performed a very severe penance. And then he saw Lord Sankarshan eye to eye. Lord Sankarshan gave him darshan. He became perfect, purified. And then Sankarshan blessed him that you become a leader of Vidyadhara Loka. Right now he was in earth. From earth he was promoted to kingship of Vidyadhara Loka. So after he became king of Vidyadhara Loka, now he was flying in a plane with many Vidyadharis, sitting and playing different instruments, mridanga, kartal and harmonium and nivida and everything. He was singing the holy name, being the king. So the assistants are all accompanying him with musical instruments. And he's flying through in the sky as a devotee of the Lord. That's very wonderful. But then he came across the Lord Shiva. You will see that this is the scene. You are seeing here is this is Chitraketu on the top. You are seeing that? Going in the plane. And then he saw this scene where Shiva is sitting and Parvati is sitting on his lap. And all the Siddhas are sitting down, including Narada is also there, you can see. They are sitting and hearing Katha. Who is speaking? Shivaji is speaking. And Shivaji was speaking on the topic of Vairagya. So he was thinking that Shiva is speaking on a very great topic of Vairagya. But then it is not proper that he is keeping Parvati, his wife, on his lap. What will people think? So that was this question that arose in his mind. That's why he is telling him here, Jatadaras, you are keeping matted locks of hair, my dear Lord Shiva, which means you are very renounced. Tivratapa, you perform fierce austerities and penances, living in smashan, wearing the bhasma of the smashan on your body. You live very, very austere life. Brahmavadi, you actually the strict followers of the Vedic principles. For them, you are Sabhapati. You are the president of that assembly. In the entire assembly, everybody is listening to whom? Shiva. So you are a leader. A leader is sitting with his people. So he has to be very exemplary. Correct, no? But what are you doing? Anki kritya striyam chaste. You are keeping your wife on your lap. And gatahri, without shame. Prakrito yatha. You are behaving just like a conditioned soul, he said. That's where the problem came. Actually, it's not that he didn't give respect to him. You will see that see here Chitraketu, how he began. Chitraketu vacha Yesha loka guru sakshat dharmam vakta sharirinam aste mukhya sabhayam vai mituni bhuya bharyaya. Chitraketu said, Lord Shiva, the spiritual master of the general populace, is the best of all living entities who have accepted material bodies. He enunciates the system of religion. Yet, how wonderful it is that he is embracing his wife, Parvati, in the midst of an assembly of great saintly persons. Like that he said. So his intention, Prabhupada explains, Chitraketu's intention was what? See, he didn't have doubt about the character of Shiva. He knew that Shiva is fully renounced, and also he is not keeping any other woman in his lap. It is his own wife only he's sitting. You will see even Lord Rama in the Pattabhishek is sitting. In the Ravi Varma's picture, you will say Sita is sitting in this lap. You will see that. So, like if a father is going to give a daughter in marriage, a daughter actually sits in the right thigh. He hands over the daughter in Kanyadan. And the wife is supposed to sit in the left thigh. So, like Sita sits in the left thigh of Rama. How many of you have seen that picture? Ravi Varma's picture, you have seen that old picture. It's not wrong for a wife to sit in the lap of a husband. Of course, the modern days, they have made the sex life so rampant that people think man, woman means only sex they think about. Whereas the wife will sit in the lap of husband and they will have talks. Many times, Parvati is asking many things about the world and Shiva is explaining philosophically. So he was sitting. So he told that if you keep your wife like this and give a class to Siddhas, it's not a very good example. Other people will imitate you. Therefore, you should not do that. That was his intention. And he laughed. Siddhas were also wondering, what is this? He is laughing. So Shiva looked up in the sky. And then Shiva tushnim babuva. It said he smiled and kept silent. He didn't say anything. Shiva understood that I am also a devotee of Sankarshan. Chitraketu is also a devotee of Sankarshan. Both are like God brothers. Sometimes God brothers may joke with each other. So he didn't take it seriously. Then Siddhas also saw. And then Siddhas looked at Shiva. Then they also became calm. They thought, okay, there is no offense. Because he didn't say with any bad intention. Like that they also thought. But then one person took offense. Who? Because the comment was about her only. She said, hey, my dear son, Chitraketu, the great personality Brahma and his disciple Narada. Narada is sitting here in the assembly. Who is your spiritual master? They didn't raise any objection for Shiva keeping me on his lap. And do you think you are better than their intelligence you have with you? Why have you posted yourself like a self-appointed advisor? And you are coming and laughing at the great personality Shiva. You don't know how exalted he is. He is a Charachara Guru. He is a Guru of the whole universe. Since you have offended him with your low-class mentality, you descend down to the body of demon and then get purified and then come back to your position. Like that she gave a curse. So this kind of giggling by looking at Shiva and speaking this, he was cursed to become Vritrasura. He became Vritrasura demon by that. Of course, he became Mahabhagavat demon because he was already Mahabhagavat. So when he was cursed to become demon again, he became Mahabhagavat. So that way he exhibited very high character as this thing also. So now I have given you many examples. Okay, one last example we will give and then we'll discuss it. Bharat Maharaj went to forest for what? For spiritual perfection, but got distracted by a deer, correct, no? Forgetting his spiritual goal and taming the deer. Taming the deer like an affectionate son. Correct, no? But the result was, became a deer in next life. Of course, although he became a deer, Krishna very mercifully made him a repentant deer, conscious deer. He ate dry grass and he left Kalanjar Parvat and went to Tapovanam and became exalted. And owing to owing to his previous life, Sukriti, he advanced spiritually in deer's body. Okay? Right now? Okay, one more example I will say. Mm, There is one Sukanya. This Sukanya, Chavana. See, the Sukanya is the daughter of one king, Shariati king. King Shariati's daughter. Sukanya. Once, while traveling with her father to forest, along with many soldiers, playfully poked a hole. So this what happened. One day they went to forest. The sage, the Saryati's daughter, along with the father and many soldiers. So the king was busy with the soldiers. They were standing together and chatting, talking. While this Sukanya, along with her friends, she was, moving around the forest, along with her friends, looking at the birds and looking at the trees and plants and the lake and all that. So when they were with one another, so she saw in one place there was a hole near a tree. And there was something shining inside, like silver or gold, something shining inside the hole. She was wondering, what is it? So she took one twig, and she poked it. Just like I've seen in Yatra time when we sit in the lecture under trees, some people's hands we cannot keep quiet. You've seen that? They'll pick up, some fellows will break the stick little, and accumulate it. You've seen that? Some people will put sticks and build something. This is one problem in keeping lecture in natural setting. You get a lot of things to process your hand, and I don't know whether they will pay attention to the lecture, correct? Now, when they are doing something, some people take the stones and you know keep one over that will repeatedly fall. They'll try to balance it, and how can you hear the lecture? Huh? So, or some people take a stick and poke their friend like this and turn like that. Friend will wondering, hey, is it an ant biting me? Wondering. Then again it turns, and again they'll poke. So there is a tendency for frivolity, correct? No? So she also took the stick and she poked into the ground. As soon as she poked, like that, lot of blood started coming out profusely. She got frightened. Immediately she ran to her father and said, Papa, you come here, I want to show you something. At that time, the soldiers said to the king, oh, my dear king, we all are not able to breathe properly, not able to pass urine and stool also. Our stomach has become like stone, completely constipated. And we want to pass water, we are unable to. Like that. So then the king thought some aparadha has happened. Some mistake has happened because blood is coming out here and soldiers are suffering now. He looked around and there was a hermitage nearby. So immediately he went with her into the hermitage. There was a rishi sitting there. Oh, like that he was in meditative posture. King went and offered obeisances. King opened the eyes. And then the king said, the sage opened the eyes. He asked the sage, I think we have committed some aparadha, some blood is coming, we don't know what it is. And the sage said, that is the extension of my body. Which is, he's a yogi Baba. Yogi can do many things like that. Underground. His extension of the body is going up to that. So he said, your daughter has poked my body, therefore blood was coming out. My lord, she has committed a great offense to you. I'm sorry. Again, king offered obeisances. Then you tell me now how we can get free from this aparadha. And sage asked, is your daughter married yet? He asked. What is the meaning of that? I want to marry. King immediately understood. Oh, this old man wants to marry my daughter who is very young. She's a young girl, but that fellow is a very old fellow. Yogi Baba. Not so, very body emaciated, ugly, not so good looking. So then he asked his daughter privately, this fellow is asking like this, for the sake of the country, can you please marry him? Because if you don't marry, this fellow can curse our whole country to lose all prosperity. Correct? No? So daughter agreed. Papa, if that's your desire, I agree. So she agreed. So his name is Chavana Muni. So Sukanya married Chavana Muni. And what is glorious about Sukanya? Although she was good looking, she was a daughter of a great king of the world. She was given in marriage to an ugly man, old man, but she faithfully served him, just like a chaste wife. And this fellow was an irritable fellow. For small, small things he will shout at her, but she very patiently served. Because of her faithful service, later on one day, Ashwini Kumara's twins, they arrived there. And they wanted one technique from Chavanamuni. So if Chavanamuni would give that technique to them, and they in return would give him a handsome, youthful body. That was the understanding. So he gave them, he was also very powerful Rishi. And then they gave him a very youthful body. And then now Sukanya got a very handsome, beautiful husband. Later on, the father came to forest to see her, how she is living. Seeing this handsome man, he shouted, "Father, hey, my dear daughter, you have become unchaste. You have left your Chavana Muni and you have gone with another man." And Sukanya was laughing, and the father was wondering, I am shouting and she is laughing. What is it? She said, "My dear father, Papa, don't you know this Chavana Muni has become so handsome now?" And the Chavana Muni said, "Yes, I got the blessing now." Father became very happy. So it's a very happy ending story. you know. But nevertheless, her frivolity brought some problem for her instantly. Correct, no? So, cursed, not cursed, forced to marry an old man, Shavanamuni, but chastely served. served him. And that's why they have Chavana Prash, I think. Huh? Correct now. Chavana Prash. If I do like this, you get the whole thing here in one screen, you see. Correct now? Is it small? Small, I think. So, we got how many examples now? 12 examples we got. Huh? I think I have to save it. I think. So this. So now you get a good idea about what is frivolous behavior. Correct? No? Casual, careless, playful, naughty, and the results are not good of frivolous behavior. I will just save this. So in the same manner, you can. I can show you sober behavior. So let us take sober behavior. A few examples, may not be so many, but a few we can take. So here we said, Shastri examples and what the person did and result of frivolity. Correct now? So you can say. In Ramayana, there is one nice example I'll give you. In Ramayana, there is a 100 daughter daughters of King Kushanaba. What happened? See, these 100 daughters, they were young girls, they went to the riverside to play. While they were playing games, this Vayu Dev, he appeared there, and he seeing all these very beautiful girls, he started becoming frivolous with them. He, he went and asked them, "Hey, all of you girls, are you ready to marry me?" He asked them. They said, "Hey, how shameful it is that you are coming and directly proposing to us. If anybody want to marry any woman, they should go to whom? Parents. You are supposed to go to our father and ask, how is it that you are coming directly and talking like this?" And he became angry. "Hey, you are talking ill of me. Just see what I will do." So the air entered into the bodies. Vata, you all know Vata? Vata enters the body. And then he moved in such a way, because the Vata disorder comes in the body gets twisted and all. You know that, huh? They got a hunchback. They all got hunchback and they became like old ladies. Body became bent in multiple places. And instantly, they were cried for a moment. And then they talked to each other that although this Vayu has done this to us, they said, we are capable of cursing you back because we are coming from a very sanskari family, where we have good sanskar in the family. We can curse you back if you want. But we don't want to lose the hard-earned merits of our austerities. Because by cursing, you lose your tapavalam. Correct, no? So therefore, we will not curse you. We are going back to our father. We will complain about you. And then they went back and told King Kushanaba, this is what happened. And King glorified his daughters. He said, "How intelligent you are. What you did was appropriate, my dear children. Don't worry. Lord is watching everything and he will do the needful for you." Your father said. So later on, when the marriageable age came, one Bhagadatta came forward to marry all of them. So this Bhagadatta would put one garland on their neck, and immediately the girl would become as beautiful as she was before. All the hunchback was gone instantly. So this Bhagadatta was a very powerful sage. So the reason was how he had this power to transform their bodies into, again, normal bodies, because he never missed his Gayatri mantra. 3 times a day, pakka he would do Gayatri without non-stop, without fail, for years together. So by that he got this potency to bless them. So in this way, here is an example of although, so that daughters of King Kushanaba, we can say that although Vayu was trying to flirt with them, they refused and were even given hunchback bodies by Vayu, but never let their tongue loose, cursing back Vayu, but tolerated. That's a sober behavior. The result is they got a glorious husband. Who is it? Bhagadatta. They gained the beautiful bodies again. Right? No? Any other sober behavior you see in Prahlada's Prahlad. So although his father made many assassination attempts, correct, no? And demons tortured him. He prayed both for father and the demons also. Yeah, in Vishnu Purana there is more detail. It says that, Hiranyakashipu sent beautiful women also to allure Prahlad and promised him promised him kingship if he agreed to give up Krishna Bhakti, agreed to give up worship of Vishnu. Prahlad rejected both. Prahlad was not allured by. He said, "What is this beautiful woman? These are all simply bodies of flesh and bones." He rejected. And what is the kingship of this world? It is here today, it will be gone tomorrow. Prahlad rejected all of it. And the result was Prahlad rejected allurements and tolerated tortures and attained Siddha Bhakti. Correct, no? He was never. Yeah. Here, one more example came to my mind here in this. Vishwamitra became allured by the frivolous and flirting allurement of Menaka. Correct, no? Result is he became a play toy in her hands. Correct, no? So he became a play toy in her hands because it's called Krida Amriga. Some woman is coming in a frivolous way, she's trying to deal with you. On the other hand, here you can write Haridas Thakur. Correct, no? Haridas Thakura, though was those who subjected to allurement of pras, he was determined to chant fixed rounds. He said, I have fixed number of rounds. Never felt bad. Sober, remained sober, pure, to such a degree that he made her a devotee. Correct, no? It's amazing, no? That is Haridas Thakur. So sober, these are the advantage of sober behavior. Correct, no? Yeah. Another example, Garuda. If you see Saubari, Garuda one day went to the Yamuna lake, correct, no? Saubari cursed him. Why he cursed him? Because Saubari had made friendship with the fishes. And the fishes told him, you become our boss and you protect us. He said, okay, I will start a fish protection society. He started. And then Garuda, as usual, came, Yamuna, and all the fishes told him, when he comes, please drive him away. Saubari said, hey, you bird, you cannot come here anymore. But then Garuda thought, I am coming from so far away. Now he was hungry and thirsty. So he wanted to take, but then he said, the fishes have taken shelter of me. Therefore, if you catch any fish, I will curse you. Like that he said. But Garuda thought, only one fish I will take now, at least for today. And then again, I won't come here. With that thought, he just picked up one fish. And there was a really blew off out of great anger. He said, since even after my telling you have picked up a fish, I curse you that next time you come to eat a fish here, your head will crack into 1,000 pieces, something like that he cursed. And Garuda looked at him. He thought he's some Yogi Baba. Anyway, he's doing some tapasya here. Let him do it. Why to cross him unnecessarily? He was sober in his behavior. And he tolerated and he flew away. But because Garuda was sober and didn't retaliate back, Sabrimuni fell down by offending a great Vaishnava. Correct, no? Yeah, Sabri cursed him. Like if he would take any fish from Yamuna. Nothing happened to Garuda. Although he said your head will crack, and his head didn't crack. Nothing happened to Garuda. But Sabri fell down by cursing, by aparadha. Correct, no? Another example, King Parikshit. King Parikshit, he had no track record of any time offending any Brahmanas at all. In fact, he is grandson of whom? Oh, he is grandson of the Pandavas dynasty. And he was a pure king, pure devotee king. And his name is called Vishnurat. You know why? He was protected by Lord Krishna when he was in the womb of his mother. Lord went round and round the yoni, correct, and protected him. When Ashwatthama had sent one Brahmastra, it's called Vishnurat. And he's called Parikshit because when he came out of the womb, he was searching for Krishna. He was doing pariksha of every man. Is it Krishna? Is it Krishna? Is it Krishna? Like that. So a very exalted personality. Parikshit is Vishnurat. And also, when Yudhishthira Maharaj handed over the throne, it was given to whom? Parikshit. But then Parikshit ascended the throne and he declared a challenge to the whole world. Although I am getting this in inheritance, still I want to make sure that I am properly qualified to accept this post. So anyone in the world wants to fight a war with me, he took his bow and arrow and asked. 3 times he proclaimed the challenge. Everybody in the world, all kings told, we are very happy to pay tribute to you and be a subordinate king under you. Everybody said that, which means both by inheritance and by merit, Parikshit was a very capable king. So he was a capable king, pure devotee, Pandavas Vamshaj, is coming in the Pandava dynasty, and not a single track record of offending any saintly person, such a pure soul. One day when he went to forest, at that time Lord Krishna thought, this Parikshit is so pure that he has subdued Kali completely. The name of this age is called Kali Yuga, but you have to call it Parikshit Yuga. Because Kali is not able to do any work. Although Kali is waiting to do his work, he is not able to do. So I should take back this Parikshit to my abode. The Lord thought like that. Thinking like that, what the Lord did? The Lord desired that let Parikshit do something by which I can bring him back. So in the forest he was hunting, and then he became very thirsty and hungry. He went to an hermitage. There was a Samik Rishi sitting in meditation. And he thought, this Rishi is sitting. He's not even welcoming me. He's not even giving a chatai to sit. Not even giving a glass of water. Not even speaking a few sweet words. Anybody comes in this world to your house, you should welcome them. Atiti Devo Bhava, isn't it? How this Rishi is so careless in dealing with the king of the world. Thinking like this, he took a dead snake and put it around his neck, and then he went away. But on the way, he realized maybe the sage was in trance. I did a mistake. In case it was an aparat from my side, let any Brahma shop has to come, let it come on me. Like that he said. Let it not come on my family members, let it come on me. Like that he said. And then meanwhile, the son of Samik Rishi, Shringi, was playing with his friends. Somebody brought him the news. You know what happened? Somebody has put this king of the world. I mean, Parikshit came to your father's hermitage and he has put a dead snake around his neck. When he heard the news, the Shringi was a short-sighted boy, Brahmana boy, very inexperienced and foolish, Prabhupada writes. He took his sacred thread and cut it and said, I spell out a curse that the king of the world, Parikshit, will die in 7 days. Like that he cursed. After that, when he returned home, Samik Rishi saw he looked at the father with the red snake around the neck, he burst into tears. And the father called and put his son on his lap and said, my son, what happened? And then the son told that I cursed the king to die in 7 days. Alas, alas, the father said, what a foolish thing you have done, my son. It is like cutting a big vatavraksh tree, which is a shelter for thousands of birds and other animals and human beings passes by. The tree which gives flowers and fruits and berries and everything. You are cursing such a king. He's a pure devotee, king. Pandava's lineage king. And when the king is dead, then all the praja will become like monkeys and dogs, he said. They will simply become sense gratifiers. And not only that, the thieves and rogues will come to power and they will loot the mass of people. What have you done? His father was very unhappy. But although King Parikshit got the news that Shringi cursed him, did he curse back? Did he curse back? No. Was he having the power to curse back or not? Yes, he was a pure devotee, he had the power, but he didn't curse back. So sober, though was cursed by an inexperienced and foolish Brahmana boy, Shringi, Parikshit, being a pure devotee, being a sober and pure devotee, did not curse back. The result is went back to Godhead. Correct. Went back to Godhead and also became instrument in bringing Bhagavatam to this world. Correct, no? See, that is the glory. Sober behavior brings great results. You can see that. So like this, you will find one last example I will take. Jadavarta, you all know, see, Bharata was careless, but Jadavarta was cautious. Just the opposite example, isn't it? King Bharata was careless, but Jadavarta was alert, super alert at one moment. So his brothers thought that he is a dumb fellow, dull fellow, foolish fellow. So they didn't, they gave him the rice, burnt rice at the bottom of the vessel. But he didn't complain, he just ate it. They also made him a scarecrow to stand in the field. He stood also, no problem. He thought that I don't want to cross with any living entity unnecessarily, be sober. Because if I become quarrelsome with other living entities, again I may take one more birth. Better ignore the other living entities, just focus your mind on Supreme Lord. So his brothers were very improper in behavior, but his father was very loving. He tried to raise him like a very affectionate child. He wanted him to go to Gurukula and study under the Vedic mantras and all. He was not interested. He wanted to do only Shuddha Bhakti. He said, I don't want to become a Karma Kandi Brahmin. So he behaved in such a way that father couldn't send him to Gurukula also. Although his body was atta like a bull, strong body, people thought he is a hefty fellow, but a foolish fellow, they thought. But internally he was a Paramahamsa, pure devotee. Why he didn't exhibit his Shuddha Bhakti externally? Because he thought that people will disturb him. Just like our Gaura Kishordas Babaji used to, go to a public lavatory and go inside and chant there. Because that's a nasty smelling place. Nobody will come there. Otherwise, when he would be in his matha, a lot of rich people will come for Ashirwad. Baba, Ashirwad do. And he will come like that. The long queue of people for demanding Ashirwad. So he escaped from them. So he kept himself aloof. So Jadabharata also kept himself aloof like that. So, although he was neglected and mistreated, both by brothers. Mistreated by brothers and then affectionately treated by father. Later, by dacoits who they gave him silk cloth. Silk clothes, fine food, garlands, kumkum chandan, everything they put. All that they put, but then wanted to cut his neck. Correct, no? That means they gave him sukh, they gave him dukh also. First they gave him sukh, then they wanted to chop off his head, isn't it? And later, Rahuguna, King Rahuguna? What did King Rahuguna give him? Actually, Rahuguna insulted him first and then respected him later, correct, no? He remained sober in all these situations. Result? Reached and went back to Godhead. Right now? So, sober behavior. See, the devatas get easily disturbed. When Hiranyakashipu was doing atrocities, all the devatas went to Vishnu and said, my dear Lord, this fellow is creating so much trouble. Lord said, be sober, be sober. Don't get so disturbed. When he would tease his pure devotee son Prahalad, at that time I will come as Lord Narsimha. Till then, you guys be cool. Don't get so disturbed. Devatas were getting very disturbed. So, but Prahalad was very sober. Actually, Devatas were not tortured by Hiranyakashipu directly so much, except that he didn't allow them to do Brahminical activities. But Prahalad was directly tortured, but he was more sober. Correct, no? So we can give many examples like this of people who remained sober in very difficult situations. He says, you read the 12th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, many verses. Adveshta sarva bhutana maitra karunaye vacha nirmama nirahankara samadukka sukakshami santushta satatam yogi yata atma drida nishchayah mayyarpita mano buddhir mame vaishyasi asamshayah. And then what he says? Anapeksha, no, not that. It's Santushta satatam yogi yatatma drida nishchayah mayyarpita mano buddhir mame vaishyasi. And then he says, Anapeksha shuchi daksha udasino gatapyataha sarvaramba parityagi yomad bhakta samay priyaha. And then he talks about tulya nindastu dirmauni santushto ye nake nachid aniketa aniketa sthiramatir bhaktiman me priyo naraha. That comes later, but before that some more verses are there. No, that is the last verse. Okay. Yes, mano dujite yogo loka no dujite chayah harsha marsha bayod veger mukto yasya chame priya. These verses say how we should be like Jadabharata, equipoised in Shita Ushna, Sukha Dukkha and Mana Apaman. These situations can agitate us, and if we can tolerate and be sober, then we'll go back home, back to Godhead. What Krishna says, Paramatma Samahita, what is that verse? Jitatmana Prashantatma Paramatma Samahita. Shita Ushna Sukha Dukkeshu Tata Mana Apamana Yoho. 6 situations is telling. Shita Ushna Sukha Dukkha Mana Apaman. In all the situations, those who are Samabuddhi, he says they will attain Paramatma very easily. He says. So in this way, these people showed a sober behavior. These people. So I showed you frivolous behavior and sober behavior. You got an idea. So now, how is it relevant to all of you students? So that is very important. Otherwise, you will say, Shastras are wonderful. But how is it coming in your life? Let us see. That's the last part. Now, who can tell me frivolous behaviors of neophyte devotees? You are a wonderful devotee, but you can tell about neophyte devotees. Anybody? Yeah, yes.
Hare Krishna. So they can take seniors very cheaply and not following their instructions.
Yes, good point. Then? Good point. More? I think all are sober. I think they don't know any frivolous examples. Calling nicknames to other fellow devotees. Okay, good. That's a good point. Any other frivolous behavior? Hiding things from seniors. Okay. That is naughty behavior. Yeah. Okay. Then? Yeah. According to the past life. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Correct. Not being obeisant. And taking them casually, right? No? Okay. Taking decisions based on one's own whims without consulting superior. Good point. Yeah. Not following proper standards of what? Services and taking services cheaply and doing improperly. Casual speech. Casual speech, like outsiders. Yeah. Not applying the feedback suggested by seniors and going on repeating the same old behavior. Right? Huh? Huh? Mistreating prasad by taking a lot on plate and throwing away. Some people say that I don't know whether it will remain or not, so better take in my plate. But then later on, they are unable to finish. Especially on a fasting till noonday, one feels so hungry, one takes like this. And after sitting, after finishing half of it, you feel, now I can't eat now. Correct now? Isn't it? Yeah. Then? Very good. That's a very good point. Very powerful point it is. Working others' weak mind and deriving delight in seeing them cry. Yeah? Correct, na? When they cry with the no, that's what I wanted. Correct, na? Using Krishna's whimsically and? Yeah. Mistreating spiritual items, huh? Mistreating spiritual items by casually treating them, and not reverential towards them. Reverential treatment requires sober behavior. Yeah, correct. Unaccountable. Unaccountable to mentor and doing things whimsically. That's another powerful point. Using others' commodities like towel, soap, charger, file, computer, copying. Isn't it? Right. Using others' commodities without asking, correct, no? Without asking. And then what the next one? Considering oneself superior to others and demanding everyone that they should follow them. Yeah. Yeah. Giving corrections to? That's a very important point. Giving corrections to anyone and everyone, not considering one's lack of adhikar. Very good point. Mimicking others. My Lord, that's a very important one. And teasing them. Like somebody may speak like others, or walk like others, or do things like somebody may have certain shortcoming and then teasing them and mimicking them. Correct. Very good point. Yeah. Yeah. Double roll. Eating outside food like double roll. I I thought it's eating item, I thought. Okay. I'm posing like a nice devotee. Just wear tilak and dhoti kurta and pretend like a devotee and outside do something else, correct? No? Ah, yeah. Being proud and boastful and telling. Point it is. Like Dambodhbhava, I say. Dambodhbhava at least had 1,000 hands. We only have 2 hands. Huh? Ah, not strict with regulative principles and frivolously breaking them, not knowing the seriousness. Correct? No? So many have come, you see? Huh? That's why this topic is important, correct? No? Why I took this topic? I'll tell you another example. Correct? Here the attendance shows you are present. And when the record goes, people say, such a pakka devotee. Every day gives attendance, but then he puts attendance and goes back to sleep. Huh? Correct, no? That's also a frivolous behavior. Because it's done with the intention of, being a good boy in front and behind the back. I saw one cartoon picture. I wish I can show you. I will just check whether I can get it. Showing is more powerful than. I got it. Oh, this one I'll just see. This boy, what happened? Mother is seeing that the glass is broken because his boy is having a cricket bat in the hand. He only broke it. But he's showing hand to this kid. See, do you think this kid can break the glass? And the kid is little child is putting his finger in the mouth. And this fellow is showing. And then but is hiding the bat behind. But can he hide the bat? But the mom is watching. So do you think mom will understand or not? She will immediately understand. Huh? This fellow is making a fool out of me. This is also frivolous behavior. That means doing mistake oneself and passing the blame to. Ah. Funny picture, no? Others, in order to remain in good books of seniors. That's the whole idea. So the people think I am a good boy, huh? But then blame somebody else. So all this is naughty behavior, you see. My Lord, the conditioned souls leelas are so many, huh? Yeah. You know how one can overcome all this. Huh? So opposite of this is good behavior. For each of it, you can say, like taking seniors cheaply, not following instructions means one should take the seniors seriously. Calling nicknames means don't call nicknames, call proper names. Huh? Don't hide things from seniors. Don't judge your batchmates. Respect them like Prahalad respects even the children from demonic families. In this way, each of it, you can take the opposite behavior and learn properly. Okay, any questions? There is one question here, I'll answer it and then you can take. This Garuda being a Vaishnava, how can he eat fish? This is a common question. Should we understand that he is a bird and that is his nature or something else? Yeah, that is his nature, is a bird. And he doesn't eat always. Occasionally he eats it, but he eats fruits also, he eats it. Like in the Nagalaya, all the snakes had given him a mountain of fruits. He eats fruits. But there are different species of life. Like the other species are, according to the species nature, they may eat also. Yes. But if he is eating some fish, that fish will be liberated because he is large bird carrier. Just as in Chitraka's pastime, smiling a lot sometimes, even we, due to our foolish, incomplete knowledge, sometimes think similar of others, exalted Vaishnavas and neophyte Vaishnava. And how should we deal with our intelligence internally and as well as externally? So, generally, we should not assume that others are ordinary. It's very risky because we may not know their greatness, correct? No? So, in case your mind takes some senior very cheaply, then you can see that other boys who are respecting them very much, you can go and associate with them and ask them, what do you find in that devotee that you are having so much respect for that senior? Then when they speak to you, then you can substitute your wrong understanding by right understanding. Correct, no? And that is how our respect can be increased. And also, those who have a frivolous mindset, if they associate with sober people, then they also become little more sober over a period of time. What is the question? Some hand was up. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the lecture. Actually, I had a question differently from the topic, but it's connected somehow. Yesterday, I was taking interviews of the first years who are coming for the Spurti camp. So I got to know that many of them are coming for like spiritual benefit. Like since we come from a material background and we had material benefits over there, we think of material benefits. What can I get from it and how can I get from it? So when we come into bhakti, when we come into spirituality, so here also many a times we think of a benefit or for ourselves that
Correct.
if I do this, then I can gain this. So many of the students were saying actually it's right for them to say that when we do meditation, our mind will be calm and
Correct.
we can do our things more focusedly. And connected to this, one of my relatives is like a yoga teacher and somehow. So in my house, it is known that I am practicing this. So they sometimes ask, he asked that, why do you do this? So sometimes we tell that for the mind, and it's very frivolous. So it's very agitating. So to calm it down, we chant and we practice meditation. So he said, then why there is a need of a God being in the center? You can do meditation like you can say. So that was his whole point. So there are
No, meditation means meditation on what? You have to ask them.
that
Now, if they
I
say, what is the need for God? We can do meditation. You can say, okay, you're talking meditation. So, from where can we learn about meditation? You can ask. You say, Patanjali Yoga Sutra. They will say, because that's where the meditation word comes from. Like it says, Chitta Vritti, Nirodha. That's a meditation. Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. These are the 3 stages of meditation. You ask them, are you taking from there? If they say, no, I just meditate and concentrate. It's circles, they say. That is your concoction. Why should I follow your concoction? You will only get a headache if you meditate and concentric circles. So immediately you can catch them right then and there. Why are you bringing God if they say? They are fool number 1. Because doing meditation without God is like a headless body walking on the road. Handless person can walk. Legless person can also go in a hand-driven vehicle. But have you ever seen a headless person walking? So talking about meditation without God is like that only. So you can directly tell on their face. You can say you're a fool number 1. You tell on the face. What meditation nonsense are you talking? Meditation without God is simply fooling oneself, fooling others. You can tell them, I think you want to be a cheater of others. Then you can talk about meditation without God. Meditation means dhyana vastita tadgadena manasa pashyantiyam yogino. The yogis see Lord Vishnu in their hearts. That is meditation. Initially, you cannot see Vishnu. Initially, you have to calm the mind. So there is a procedure, yama, niyama, pranayama, asana. These are all for calming the body and mind. Pratyahara, up to this. And then the meditation starts on Vishnu form. Now, dharana, dhyana. Even Hare Krishna devotees also, like now ISKCON devotees, when we are chanting, those who are very advanced devotees, the Lord will show His form, His qualities, His pastimes. So sometimes the Prabhupada says in your chanting, the certain pastimes will come in the chitta of the devotee and agitate the mind of the devotee spiritually. And once these pastimes manifest in the heart of the devotee and affection for Krishna arises, then meditation is very easy. then the chanting will go very easily. So they can withdraw from the external world, and then they can complete it. There are, in Vrindavan, if you go, there are devotees who meditate on only one pastime, like Govardhan, the whole life actually. So in this way, our meditation is not on void. Only people who are nirvana. Prabhupada says, there is no void anywhere in the universe except in the head of the void is. Prabhupada said. Because the void is a no brain, he said. Prabhupada was very powerful. Yeah.
Coming to the core of
No,
the
when
first
you
question.
talk to other people, when people ask you, why are you meditating? Why are you chanting? Why should we say only that it will calm my mind, I can study better or something like that? Why should we cheat them? That is not the goal. You can say that you are asking, why are you meditating? If one doesn't meditate, he is not a human being. The human life is meant only for one purpose. Purify the heart and go back to God. Right now, we are having Bhoga Vritti. I am meditating to destroy the Bhoga Vritti and awaken Seva Vritti. I have Ravana tendencies. I want to destroy that, and I want to get Hanuman tendencies. And chanting of the holy name will cleanse my mind. So once mind is cleansed, there are innumerable benefits I get. One is, number one, it will awaken love for God and love for all. Then, because I love God, my soul will experience the fulfillment. Secondly, by love for all, I will have no enemies in this world. Because then Dhira, Adhira, Janapriya, you will see. So thirdly, my body and mind will function in their full potential. Right now, people are destroying their body and mind with so many dirty inputs. So we will lead a clean life, like we follow 4 related principles. Those who are devotees. So once you chant the holy name itself will educate you that you should not do these 4 dirty things. So you can say that you are asking about benefit. I can tell you benefit at the level of body, mind, and soul. All the 3 levels you can tell them. And then, depending on his level of ability to grasp what you are saying, let him decide which one you want to grasp. But if you only tell him, I am chanting so that I can get good marks in exam, then we are simply cheating him. Correct, no? So even while speaking to the students, even when I go to America also, wherever I go, I tell both. Like I was speaking in the CA group, there was a big group of 1,200, 1,300 students. So when I was speaking, I openly tell them, unless your consciousness comes from my parents, my caste, grade, color, nationality, then human beings. In this way, it expands. Ultimately, it goes to God. So when your consciousness expands to love for God, then only you can love for all will come. Otherwise, you will simply be wasting your life competing with other living entities and de-energizing yourself. So we can, even in new crowd, we can say this lady who had written saying that, what is this? You are talking about love of God and all these things. These are all illusory. Ultimately, we have to attain nirvana and peace. Then I wrote, then after that I had made this negative axis, 0, 0 and positive axis. Correct, no? The negative axis means, misery. 0, 0 is freedom from misery. Positive axis means pure love. You are only thinking freedom from misery is the ultimate goal of life. You are thinking. But the actual thing is, pure love for God is on a spiritual platform. You are comparing it with something material. So then I wrote back and forth like that. So then this kind of posting is meaningful because at least some thinking fellow is seeing it. Tomorrow this fellow can become a devotee. That's a very great possibility. These are the fellows who later on, when they see that the sand below their feet is eroded, when all their theories are fooling them, then one day they will turn and they will become powerful devotees. When they become, because they are thinking people, they don't accept. Like even Prabhupada was not ready to go and meet Bhaktivedanta Thakur when Naren was pulling him, correct, no? But Naren said, no, you should come. Thanks to Naren. If he didn't pull Abhay Babu to Bhaktivedanta Thakur, So even if, few people watch and one of them gets into conversation, it's very good, correct, no? So why I told this example? For whose question?
My question, please.
Preaching. So when you are preaching, see, in those days, we used to be goody to people, new people, and nowadays, world has become very, very open. What kind of things people put in YouTube nowadays? There are podcasts nowadays. Openly, people challenging people. You know this Aaj Ka Adalat, what is that? Aaj Ki Adalat, yeah. They put big people and they ask them such open questions, and they have to answer. Similarly, gone are the good old days when people were very sensitive and all these things. Now everything is open now. So we don't have to fear. You can openly say Krishna is God and let them challenge you. Then we can also, because time is less now. Information is more, time is less. And we cannot feed all the information in a short time. Their life is short, our life is short. So better speak the frank truths when you are speaking to them. Yeah. This question that over. Yeah, go ahead.
Coming back to the original question on benefits, Roger. So how do we change our mind whenever we think of like this would be beneficial for me, so I would do this, but this seva is not beneficial for me,
Yeah.
like it doesn't help me grow or somewhat. So
No,
like
actually,
this.
what is wrong in thinking about benefit? Why are we here in this ISKCON movement? Are you coming without any benefit? Are we fools to come without any benefit? What's wrong in thinking about benefit? Only thing is, even Dhruva went to forest and thinking about the benefit from Vishnu. He thought that I will get a kingdom. But then after meeting Narada Muni, gradually he became purified. And then he understood that yes, there are benefits also are of different levels. You can get earthly benefit, you can get heavenly benefit, you can get liberation benefit, you can get entry into spiritual world benefit. And then 5 rasas you can go up. Then when you understand everything, Prabhupada says the spiritual world having a Swarupa means fountainhead of all liberties, he says. So fountainhead of all liberties means a supreme benefit it is. When you understand that, then you will not think of anything lower. But when student is not aware of anything of that level, so naturally they are going to look for benefits, lower benefits. So which type of boys we are looking for to join our boys? Boys, even those who are looking for good habits, and boys who are willing to do the morning program, discipline themselves, discipline lifestyle. Boys who are ready to eat prasad and be satisfied and not go for eating outside food. And boys who are ready to keep away from opposite sex, lead a clean life, pure life. And boys who are also greedy to get good marks. It's not that we want boys who are non-performers. We want boys who are very intelligent, very hardworking, and they want to get good marks. Because if they get good marks, parents are peaceful. And the society also adores them. And then they can use that as a platform to preach also. So why to tell the boys, see, you come to boys, but have with no expectation. You may get fail also, no problem. If you say like that, then who will want to come? It's a place where body, mind, soul, we want to benefit all the three. It's not that we want to only, we tell him, we will get only one benefit. At the time of death, you will go back to Godhead. Till then, don't expect anything. We don't say like that. Krishna consciousness actually offers all 3 benefits. It's body, mind, soul. What was it? Another question? Yeah. Mike is coming. Yeah. Yes. I can say this. Yeah.
Yes. So thank you, Prabhuji, for the call. So some people don't show sober behavior towards us. So what to do with them?
Keep away from them. Yeah. Once you know that somebody is not respecting you properly, somebody is. Therefore, Chanakya says, Khalanam, Kantakanam, cha dvideva pratikriya, upanan mukhabangova, durustova visarjanam. He's saying. But he's saying, if there is a thorn on the way, you can do 2 things. If you're a Kshatriya, you can crush it. If you're a Brahmana, you throw it in the side and you walk ahead. Similarly, he says that, when you come across people who are non-uplifting people in your life, they discourage you, they tease you, you keep away from them. Don't entertain them. Generally, what happens when you entertain, then only sound comes. Like somebody comes to tease you, you go away. Then he will not have any opportunity. He sees that you don't talk only. You say, no, I'm busy, I'm going, that's all. You just ignore them. But what happens sometimes, we are also seeking their friendship. We think that, he may be little frivolous and little teasing, but I need this from him, I need that from him. When you want something from him, then you are not able to avoid him. Then you will have to get a blend of both. But if you ask me personally, I would totally avoid these people. No, devotee also. I'm talking about devotee only. I'm not non-devotee, there is no question only. I will look through a non-devotee somewhere else. I will not even look at them. If non-devotee is frivolous, why would I waste my time with such a fool? I'm talking about devotees only. No. Who told you to associate with nonsense devotee? You have to associate with good devotees. In fact, even amongst devotees, don't you know amongst devotees there are prajalpa-talking devotees? There are blaspheming devotees. You are not seeing devotees who are loose with opposite sex. Or there aren't anybody like that? There are people like that also. So there are Kanishta, Madhyam, Uttam, Adhikaris, different type of devotees. In devotees also you have to be very choosy. Now good that you have given me a topic now. Another time I will speak on how to avoid improper association of, devotees association which is improper association within ISKCON. I'll speak only on that. We will not talk about associating with karmis. We will talk about an association with devotees. You have to be very, very choosy. If you are not choosy, you are going to be misled by many, many devotees. There are devotees who talk all kinds, everything in the world except Krishna. So you cannot associate with any devotee. It's not that just because one is wearing tilak and kantimala and dhoti kurta, you assume he's a great devotee. We are recruiting people from the conditioned souls. So many of them remain conditioned for a long time, even in devotion service. They are not very serious. So we have to be very careful. You have to avoid, Actually, every one of you here, it is said that tell me who your friends are. 5 friends' names you tell me. I can tell you what type of person you are. It is said. That means you are also likely to be like one of them if you associate with 5 people because they are giving you peer association. So you are going to eventually become like them. How many of you know if a boy was a young boy, small boy, he was abused sexually, homosexually. When he grows up, he himself becomes a homosexual. How many of you heard that? You heard about that? Huh? If a boy was sexually abused, he also sexually abuses in future. Yeah, abused child in future, he also abuses others. Similarly, if you are in bad association, you will see that somebody is speaking frivolously, then you will be shocked. First you hear frivolous speech, then you will also speak frivolously. It's only a matter of time. Gigo principle. Good in, good out. Garbage in. Yeah. So we have John Bujkar, we have to avoid such devotees. But we have to assess devotees first. Who is worthy of association? Huh? Like Chanakya says one shloka, he says, if you go to a lion's den, you are likely to get a moti from the head of a elephant. Because some elephants have moti. Muktikam na gaje gaje, we say. No? All elephants don't have. Some elephants have. Like some snakes have a Kohinoor diamond, they say. No? Like that, some elephants have a moti. So because lion has eaten an elephant, in a lion's den, you may get moti if you go. But if you go to the den of a fox, you will only get some tail, he says. Some tail of some animal, which is good for nothing. So what is the meaning of Chanakya saying this? He says, if you associate with noble souls, great souls, saintly souls, mature souls, accomplished people who have a great track record in the past, both materially and spiritually also, if you identify people and associate with them, you are going to gain. And if you associate with people who have a poor track record, they are frivolous and they are talking useless things, they are lazy. And so that kind of people, then you will catch those qualities. It depends on whom you associate with, the qualities we get. So we have to be very choosy in our association because do we have a lot of time or less time? Very less time. So in the less time, good association can help us to, absorb good vibration. In that less time also, if you associate with bad devotees, then the result would be what? You get very drained. Yeah, over a period of time, you get very drained out. Many of our devotees are very innocent, they may not know. But by associating with people who don't have that good qualities, then it is very dangerous for us. Then it can prove to be counterproductive in spiritual life. That's all. Any other questions? Last. Yes, Prabhu. Here, you have the mic. Yeah, you can ask, and then I'll.
First of all, thank you so much, Prabhuji, for wonderful. My question is that how to learn to move on when someone commits mistake towards you and he behave inappropriately and so much casually that he don't think about your loss in that spirituality and or other material thing. Like it leads to loss in spirituality because of some other like some offenses we commit towards that indirectly towards that duty and somehow we also get some loss in our material things of money and other things.
Correct. So if somebody made you lose some money by some careless treatment, say for example, somebody took your bike and caused an accident and you had to spend 2,000-3,000 rupees and he was not ready to pay a single penny. There are people like that. He will say, बाबू जी मेरा इंटेंशन नहीं था कि आपके बाइक को तोड़ना, लेकिन टूट गया, मैं क्या करूं बाबू जी, इसलिए आप रिपेयर कर लो. You will say, वो ठीक है मैं रिपेयर कर लूंगा, थोड़ा कम से कम आधा पैसा दे सकता. हाँ वो नहीं, मैं पैसा नहीं दे सकता, and I have so many expenses, you may say. So there are people like that who cause losses to you, but who are not understanding. So then again the same point, a man of character means he will say, I will pay the whole money. So you spend 3,000 rupees, He doesn't take it. And you may say, no, Prabhuji, not required. Then finally you may say, okay, Prabhuji, half I will put, half you put. He's a gentleman. Correct, no? But if somebody is not behaving in a gentleman manner, you gave your bike, now you learned a good lesson. So now next time you should not trust him for these things. If you ask Prabhuji, can I use your laptop? You say, no, sorry. Prabhuji, can I use this? Can I use that? No, sorry. But why are you not giving Prabhuji? Vaishnavas are supposed to be compassionate, You may say that. You say, oh, that is all right. I am compassionate in preaching, going and preaching Krishna consciousness. But this compassion I cannot show. Because this doesn't belong to me. My papa has given. If it breaks, my papa cannot spend money for this. Last time you made me spend 3,000 rupees. Now again I can't spend like that. You will say, no, this time I will be careful. You will say, no. Sorry, Prabhu. No, don't disturb me. And you should not even stay there. You should move out of that place. You can be very strict with such people. So you understood that this person is like that. Once you get a bitter experience, why to repeat that experience?
We have to become bold towards.
No, we have to become bold. See, if you are timid, then people dance on your head. Correct? If you are timid, you have to be bold. Surely. We can't afford to be not bold. Therefore, if you are more on the softer side, you have to develop courage and boldness. Those of you who are on the courage side, you may have to develop some softness. So it's like aggressive, passive, assertive, we call it. So we have to be which one? Assertive. Assertive is midway. You are not aggressive, you are not passive. Aggressive means you break others' tooth. Passive means you allow others to break your tooth. Assertive means you allow others to have their tooth, you have your tooth. Correct? Like that. Our frivolous, playful nature is transformed into a spiritual quality called as relishing Lord's transcendental frivolity. Like Krishna stealing butter, he's not honestly asking and taking. So whole attention goes to Lord's frivolity, which is spiritual, which is very playful. Like Krishna is one day coming out of the house and looking, hey, where are my friends? I don't see anybody. Then he thinks, okay, let me do some mischief. He goes to the neighborhood house where the girl is doing a rangoli. He is telling the gopi, hey, gopi, come here. Can you sing Mukhari Rag? He's asking, isn't it? And she's saying, oh, what is that raga? I don't know. I know all other ragas. This I don't know. So he gives a chimti in her hip. Gives a chimti like this. And then she's crying. She's crying. I'll complain to my mother, she says. And then he says, Mukhari Rag is like this only. Like you're crying, he says. So he is also frivolous. But that frivolity is what frivolity? Spiritual frivolity, transcendental frivolity. He actually increases the love of the Ujjabasis towards him. So Krishna is stealing butter. Krishna's naughty nature, isn't it? Like he's teasing Kubja, for example. So Prabhupada says that somebody may say he's calling Kubja as a young, beautiful lady. How can God tease a jiva like this? But Prabhupada says he actually made her young and beautiful. Correct, no? Subsequently, after accepting the chandan. So his teasing cannot be blamed. Because whatever he teases, he can make also. Isn't it? So then it's not that devotees are completely free from frivolity, but the transcendental frivolity, it has a nature to flood our heart with love for God. It is not it's like a snake. It's not a straightforward thing. The straightforward means, God is Father, I am child, I will pray to Him, He will give my daily bread. This is like a straight line. Like you only pray to Him on duty. So it has very, very weak connection with God. The strong connection with God is when you understand transcendental frivolity of Krishna, how He deals with the devotees. And the more you study His sportive nature, playful nature, naughty nature, mischievous nature, it will be sending dashing waves of devotion in the heart of the devotee repeatedly. And that is how the devotee's remembrance of the Lord is, multiplied million times by that. But when does that come? When you turn your attention from matter to spirit. Like, attraction for some political post or position, attraction for possessions, attraction for a matter. That also increases frivolity. Contact with matter increases frivolity. Contact with spirit makes us sober. Clear, no? Yeah, yes.
When we see somebody doing frivolous behavior, and we already seen him doing many times, and when it comes to ourselves, so maybe we have two options, like what I'm thinking, to just tolerate it by the verses of scriptures, and then other option is let's to make him correct. You just react it. in the intention that in the future he may be able to, this behavior will stop in the future.
Yeah,
But
yeah, you can correct him if he's your very close friend. Correct, no? It depends on your relationship. You have to always think about, if I give the correction, how will he take it? Huh? If you are confident that, oh, we know each other for several years and he's my good friend, maybe if I give him a good input, maybe he'll become a better individual. Correct, no? Your intention is good, so you can try to do it in a very prayerful way, and it may help him also. Possible, yeah. But if you are not confident that if you give a feedback, he becomes upset with you or something, then you may not give, then you may report to the seniors, who can give it to him in a way that he can accept. Correct, no? So we can do Mangalarti. All are ready? Are you hungry for prasad? Are you ready for Mangalarti? Hungry for Mangalarti. Okay. Thank you. Shri Prabhupada ki.